Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. This is Emily with BrandNet, and I am here with Michael and Charlie. Hi, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi, Emily.
This- Hi, this is a special treat because I usually just get one person to talk to during these presentations, but today we get two. And I'm really excited about this brand new opportunity. I'll tell you a couple of reasons why I immediately just reached out to Michael and said, Michael, please, can you please do a brief presentation to tell people about Republic? A couple of the reasons why I like this is that this is a proven industry, and Athletic Republic has brought some innovation that is entirely science-based. They have unique proprietary equipment, proprietary systems with multiple revenue streams. One of these revenue streams that we just never see in franchising. And they're in a sweet spot. And what I mean by that is there is a period when a franchise brand starts to get sufficient traction, a sufficient number of franchise owners, where those who are more risk averse start to feel like, okay, I get it. This is truly proven. These systems have been executed and replicated by plenty of people. This is truly proven and available, something that I can do. And there is still great territory available, hence the sweet spot. And with that, Michael and Charlie, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us about Athletic Republic. See, I'm so excited. I'm tripping over my words. Go for it, guys.
Thanks, Emily. I'm Charlie Graves, the CEO of Athletic Republic, and Michael Mudd is our franchise development expert from Brand One, and we're here to talk to you about Athletic Republic, which may be new to the FranNet family, but it's not a new business. Athletic Republic brought on Brand One to help us really accelerate our franchise development efforts. A few months ago, we had traditionally been a word of mouth brand growing organically since we began in 1990 and started franchising in 2006. And we'd been adding 2 and 3 and 4 new franchises a year. But we really figured out we had something here that could scale. We put the systems in place to support it a couple years ago and brought on an expert team in Brand One and joined the FranNet family to help drive some accelerated growth. So today, we'll talk to you a little bit more about our business as the leader in sports performance training. You may know about the fitness concepts and boutique fitness. What's different about Athletic Republic is that we are in the performance space, and the difference between fitness and performance is, well, you might go to the gym to get your sweat on. You go to a performance center to get better. And it doesn't matter if you're a youth, teen, college, pro, or an adult athlete. If you have a goal, we want to help you get there. Starts with everything, begins with our values. I just wanted to share with you kind of 5 of them that if they don't resonate with you, then this probably isn't a real good fit, because our owners, our trainers, our stakeholders all feel that we believe in the power of sport, meaning that sport is defines who we are. We played sport as youth, athletes and beyond, and that helps shape our development: hard work, commitment, team play, fair play, coachability, goal setting, all the things that come out of the positive benefits of being an athlete. We embrace the spirit of sportsmanship, meaning that we play fair, we follow the rules in a world today where everybody's trying to cut corners. And it's particularly important in a business like ours, where so much of our audience are youth and teen athletes, and families are trusting their most valuable possessions with somebody. You want somebody you can trust, that plays fair and is going to be respectful. We're good teammates. That means not only on the good days are we giving each other a high five, we're also holding each other accountable so that we all can hit our goals. We're always improving, meaning that we're always looking for better ways to achieve things. Oftentimes, that comes from our franchise network. Some of the best ideas that have come about this business have all percolated up from the field, from our trainers and owners and operators. We listen intently to make sure that we're applying some of their best practices into our business. And finally, we're competitors, not participants. We all want to win. And when we were athletes, we kept score by the scoreboard. In business, we do it with a P&L and our return on capital and our bank accounts. And so, if these kind of core values resonate with you, if these are the things that make sense in your life, then we want you to consider Athletic Republic. where our mission is about transforming potential into performance. Our business is really grounded in performance, wrapped around initially the fundamental movement skills of speed, power, agility, and athletic efficiency, and it translates then into the functional skills that an athlete needs to be proficient on the field of play. That may sound like a lot of kind of marketing speak, but it's really true to what we do. We work on the movement skills of sport, and it's really important to making sure those athletes get a sense of moving better, because what's happening today is that families are making a significant commitment to their young athletes, a significant commitment to improving their performance. And so if they're going to spend time, resources, not just capital, but time in their family, of their family disposable income in their kids, they want to make sure they're getting results. And performance training is a part of that. Families recognize that sports has a major impact. Just like that core value we have, we know that there's benefits that are coming out of sport that every athlete can see. You know, it's not just better salaries and better opportunities, but it is those kind of things that being competitive, learning to be competitive, facing your fears, facing challenges, make you a better employee later in life, a better parent later in life, a better person later in life. And so sports is a major part of your personal development. For us, our model really resides in this area on the right hand about kind of the stack of athlete development. It begins with who you are, your inherent DNA, and it begins then we add on those fundamental movement skills I mentioned before, of speed, power, and agility. And once mastered, the functional ones. For a baseball player, it might be rotational strength. For a soccer player, it might be balance, being able to play off both feet with the ball, and play with the ball on both feet. For a lacrosse player, it might be the multi-directional movement. That's where Athletic Republic's sweet spot is. And it stops short of actually delivering the sport-specific skills of hitting a curveball, shooting a three, or making a tackle, because those are the things that we let our coaches handle, and they are the ones that become a much stronger referral source. And then, of course, at the top end of the stack is your game skills. The coach is going to run the playbook and work on your team schemes. Our fundamental development skills and movement skills are really grounded in a philosophy of test, teach, train, where we test every athlete, set a baseline of their performance of strengths and areas for improvement. We teach them the fundamental and functional movement skills that are going to help them improve. And then we train them like the other million athletes that have come before them on a protocol that's right for them. In the last year, we've seen our sports continue to evolve. We haven't pulled all the detail in from 2019 yet, but my guess is that we're going to see soccer surpass football. We're also going to see, for the first time, 50% of our customers being female in the youth teen arena. In that acceleration or the after-school athlete, last year our average age was 16. So we train athletes all the way from 8 to 28, and then older athletes, the adult athlete in our other programs, which includes our acceleration program for that after-school athlete, our endurance program for the runner, cyclist, and triathlete, AR Fit, which is our adult athlete that wants to play the sports they love better, our return to play program and recovery program, which is about recovering from an ACL injury, and our tactical athlete program. We also have retail programs. We sell supplements, gear, workout gear, and then other programs as well. We'll talk more about. There are multiple revenue streams in this program. The most important one is that once you have the physical real estate in place, we have programming that is offered all day long through those different audiences. Mornings are full of AR Fit and endurance. Middays are seniors as well as the tactical athlete. After school is the youth, teen, college, and pro athlete as well. And then late night, we'll go back to the adults as well. We are very system focused. This is a system-based program with equipment and protocols that are pre-written and pre-established, delivered electronically, recorded electronically. The trainer, while important in the system because they're the ones that personality and the kind of face of the business, you know, it's not tied to their personal capabilities. So if they leave, they're not taking customers with them. We do make our own equipment here in the United States. The majority of our equipment was purpose-built to fit our programming. You'll see our super treadmills that go from 0 to 30 miles an hour in a 40% grade. They're not like your normal treadmill in the health club. We're actually using it to run, 6 to 46 seconds at a time, 20 miles an hour at a 20% grade. It's a sprinting treadmill, not necessarily a running treadmill. We also make a hockey treadmill that you skate on, along with other equipment that's purpose-built for our training protocols. We also integrate technology, a force plate that's mounted to our leg press, a video feedback system that allows us to do gait analysis and running mechanics so that we're able to deliver improved running efficiency. If you think about most kids, they'll get swim lessons and piano lessons and tennis lessons, but they never got a running lesson. Well, we teach an athlete how to run, not only how to run, but how to run really fast. Because of it, we've been able to be successful at training a lot of athletes. Now, we don't necessarily lead with the top tier of the sport, but people know the elite athletes that we've trained. A good example would be the Minnesota Wild. We spent 4 weeks with them a couple of years back, helping them initially improve their change of direction because their coaching staff felt like they were a little slow of foot. Well, 4 weeks later, not only do we improve their change of direction, which we measured by an 18-inch box lateral skip, by 20%, we also improved their skating efficiency, the ability to cover more distance faster by 52%. So not only do we track these kind of data points, we also are measuring performance improvement at the highest level of sport. A couple of years ago, John Ross came to us after a successful career at the University of Washington. He wanted to improve his draft stock. His first day with us, he ran a 4.53 40, and 6 weeks later, he ran the fastest electronic time ever at the NFL Combine, posting a 4.22 and became the 9th overall pick at the NFL Draft. Our performance improvement works at every level. We consistently see increases of 40-yard dash time of 0.25 seconds, increases of our vertical jump from 2 to 4 inches. Our reduction in anaerobic recovery, that means the team that wants to play a hurry-up offense is recovering faster than the defense at a wide margin. This program works not only at the highest level, but for every level of athlete. We've had the benefit of learning in the process, having almost 100 centers. We've had 100 centers open, over 1 million athletes trained, and over the last 5 years, this has been a wise investment for a lot of families as athletes that have trained with us have earned $315 million worth of college scholarships. We also do this at an incredibly efficient footprint. Here's an example of one of our training centers. It's 4,600 square feet. We're able to train 34 athletes at a time. So a little bit inefficient because the way the footprint's set up, a little bit too big of a front office area, in which they could have used additional space to boost more capacity. But it's an incredibly smart layout that allows 34 athletes to train at a time, even with the kind of social distancing that's going to be prevalent in our facilities. Another one that's just under 4,000 square feet, just a little bit better layout from an efficiency standpoint, can train 34 athletes at a time. Thinking about this, that's 100 square feet, a little more than 100 square feet per athlete. That's 10 feet of square space. There's plenty of social distancing space for inside these facilities to still be able to manage well. Michael, you want to take us through a little bit more on what the role of the franchisee is?
Yeah, absolutely, Charlie. Hey guys, my name is Michael Mudd. I just want to pick up on this slide to talk about the role of a franchisee with Athletic Republic. First, the franchisee needs to be somewhat active in the business. Now, some of you may have heard the word semi-absentee. Now, for us, that's possible, meaning you can hire a general manager, and the general manager can run the day-to-day operation of the business, but you should still be active in participating in the marketing and participating and connecting with the community. The franchisee's time for us is better used outside the four walls in business development and networking with club teams, sports coaches. Basically, developing referral agents is where you should be spending your time. You should also be spending your time on analyzing key performance indicators, making sure your financial metrics are being maintained, and you should be working in leadership. Mentor your GM. Make sure that GM gets a higher level of management skill, work on the team and making sure they're getting the tools to be successful within the center. A franchisee for us should be spending about 20 hours a week or more inside of the business. Athletic Republic is a full-service franchisor. When I worked with Charlie, I said, hey, Charlie, walk me through every franchise system you have, and everything has been checked off the box here. So it's a sophisticated franchisor with proven systems to help franchisees get open, operating, and successful. Starting from real estate, they do help you procure real estate. They also help you analyze the sites. They make sure the economics of the lease agreement makes sense. We also have a prototypical center design. That center design is going to be integrated into the unique dimensions of your space. We can actually help you understand the athlete potential of your market and then determine what the right size is to create an efficient platform for that market. So they can actually help you in the size, the real estate, the design, a procurement of the equipment, also training, which is a very important part of Athletic Republic. We do that in 2 phases. Phase 1 happens in Park City. You come up and learn all aspects of how to run the business. And then we send a training team out to your center. We'll train your GM. We'll train your your trainers inside of your own facility. We also have different levels of training. So there's ongoing programs to support your trainers and additional education to make them more proficient over time. Now, the support happens from the beginning to the end. As you are open and operating, we continue to support you with ongoing operations as well. We have, basically, I want to go through just a little bit of the financials. This slide helps you understand the initial investment. We are an SBA-approved franchisor, meaning we've actually taken and been approved on the SBA registry. That streamlines the financing process for you if you wanted to leverage the investment. The investment is $236,000 to $481,000. Okay, those are the extremes. So from the extreme high to the extreme low. That does include the franchise fee. That includes the construction, the equipment. It even includes working capital of $6,000 to $21,000. Okay, so it's a total project cost of $236,000 to $481,000. Now, the next slide starts getting into some of our competitive advantages. One slide just summarizes it all, guys. So what makes this different and unique in the marketplace is it takes a one-size-fits-one approach. We don't do like a workout of the day. Okay, this is individualized sports training specific to the individual athlete. We also do it in small groups to make efficiencies in your labor cost. We typically have one trainer working up with 5 or 6 athletes at any given time. It's evidence-based, meaning it's scientific. We take data and we can actually provide metrics back to the athlete and prove the progression that they're making within our system. They can also compare that performance against the national database, which we have the largest sports performance database in the United States. So if you're a lacrosse player sitting in California, you can compare yourself to the lacrosse players on the East Coast and determine, based on your athleticism, how good are you on the national system. So it's pretty interesting. It's very scientific in its approach. We also take a proprietary equipment, which gives us a unique competitive advantage. Again, it's specific to our protocol, equipment that's unique to us. We also provide education systems, not only for the owner, but also for their trainers that they've hired. And that gives them a competitive advantage in terms of knowledge. Knowledge to apply better performance training is a critical piece of it. Our business systems have been developed over 30 years. We've been doing this longer than any other space. We also involve our franchisees in the decision making. We have a franchise advisory council. That council meets and works with us on big picture things. So the franchisees are involved in decision making and in operations. That also gives us purchasing power with the massive franchisees. We buy more and then we get better purchasing power on behalf of the system as a whole. multiple customers and different day parts within the business with multiple revenue streams, which helps us drive better revenue within the footprint of the space. This important slide coming up here is really about the financial performance. We do list a robust financial performance in the franchise disclosure document. The average location with Athletic Republic is going to do a revenue of $864,667. Okay, that's what the average will do. The total revenue, which is pretty interesting. So we have complementary businesses that operate in the space oftentimes. We have beautiful turf. A lot of times sports teams will actually come in and use our turf, and they'll pay us for that use. Or we'll take a space for a physical therapist who wants to work within the Athletic Republic environment, right? There's complementary use for their practice and ours, so they will oftentimes lease space from us. Or even like a nutritionist. Anyone who wants that's a complementary use can come into the space and actually and drive revenue for the franchisee. Now, the beauty of that revenue is we don't collect royalty on it. Okay, so it's royalty-free revenue, and it also has very little operating expense behind it. Because if you're subbing out space to a physical therapist, you don't have to pay any labor cost on that additional revenue. So that jump from $864,000 to $1,040,000 has huge margins behind it. And I've been in franchising for 15 years. I've never seen anything like that in terms of a financial model. It's more than attractive. Now, what we'll do in our process is actually boil down into your market. We can actually look at potential student athletes within a 10-mile radius. Okay, we know that the averages of our system performance, the average potential athlete in a market's driving $63. So we can pull metrics and actually start to run financial forecasting, or at least allow you an ability to forecast market potential. And that's also interesting too, because we have a big system with a lot of data, but the sweet spot, again, what Emily was saying, is we might not be in your backyard, which creates an opportunity, but we can use the data we have in our system to help you create more predictability in the market potential for your own individual market. It's a beautiful thing. So the next slide, just kind of wrapping up what our process looks like here. We do a webinar that just gets you acclimated to some of the foundation of the brand, which is what today is. If you guys have interest, you'll want to communicate that to Emily or to your friend, that consultant you're working with. What we'll do is get you into our process and just learn about you. Are you the right fit for the brand? If so, we'll send you out our franchise disclosure document so you can take a deeper dive into the franchise opportunity. Obviously, all the proper disclosures will be provided to you, and then I'll spend an hour with you so you can learn everything about the FDD. We'll go through a marketing presentation so you can understand how we bring this brand to your community, create awareness, and generate traffic. We'll talk about pre-sale opportunities. We'll talk about ongoing campaigns, which are mostly digital, by the way. We'll also go through the real estate process so you can understand how we find the location and how do we reduce the risk on that location before you sign the lease. We also will take a deeper dive into the systems so you can understand more about the training protocol and the science behind Athletic Republic. And then ultimately, we'll do a discovery day. And a discovery day just allows you to get to know the entire team. You can ask questions, get to know all the systems that are there to support you as an Athletic Republic franchisee. That being said, I want to kick back over to you, Emily. I don't know if you have some parting comments or anything else you want to add into the presentation.
Guys, just first, I want to thank you so much for a fantastic presentation, so much information. Not only did you provide a lot of information, but you certainly piqued my interest and raised more questions. So thank you. For those of you who are listening in and would like to get more information or learn more about this opportunity with Athletic Republic, there's a couple of different things you can do next. If you haven't already, I encourage you to complete the personal franchise assessment. I've provided a link here, or contact your local FranNet consultant. If you are not sure who is your local specialist, I've provided my contact information, and I am happy to provide a personal introduction. There is just enormous advantages working with someone who knows your local area, the personality of your region, what's happening in real estate, etc. So make sure you take advantage of us as a resource. Charlie, Michael, again, thank you so much. And for those of you listening in, stay well, be well, and best of luck on your entrepreneurial journey. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily.